Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Bold and the beautiful early spoilers, May 5 to 9, Steffy struggles, Hope chooses and Ridge torn. Bold and beautiful spoilers for May 5 to 9. 2025 see Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, struggling, Hope Logan, Annika Noel making a choice, and Ridge Forrester, Thorsten K being torn. But about what? As we do on early edition day, we always start with what is coming the rest of this week to set you up for those next week early spoilers. On Wednesday, April 30th, we have got a continuation of the conversation between Eric Forrester, John McCook, and Ridge. Eric was able to get away with what he did in front of everybody, because Ridge wasn't going to disrespect his dad with everybody in the room. But Eric's whole thesis statement that Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, saved the show is something that isn't flying with Steffy, and not with Ridge either. Eric and Ridge did work on Couture, but Eric hijacked the show without discussing it with either of the co-CEOs. Ridge was the one who designed the showstopper. Let's face it, the fashion show was going great. There was nothing to be saved or salvaged. Everything was a hit. The jewelry, the perfume, the couture. Everybody was excited. But Eric's supposition is they needed to distract from all the questions about the Forresters being out of it. Anyway, Ridge is just really aggravated. He's annoyed that his dad blindsided him, and he does keep having these flashes back to Brooke. Obviously, there's a lot of love there. There's a lot of history there. But as he just reminded Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, a lot of love and history between them. Now, we all know Destiny may have a different choice in mind for him long term, but for right now, Ridge pushing back. However, he is a little torn just because of his feelings. But when Eric tells Ridge on Wednesday, go back to Brooke, it's where you belong, he's not going to like that. And Ridge says to Eric, I'm committed to somebody else. And that's Taylor. He makes it clear. Eric should know Ridge well enough by now to know the more you push the man, the more he digs in his heels on Bold and the Beautiful. Meanwhile, Katie Logan, Heather Tom, lays into Daphne Rose, Muriel Hilaire, and puts her in place regarding Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor. Of course, she overheard the whole thing about Zenda Forrester Dominguez, Delon de Metz, and Daphne discussing her plan to try and seduce Carter away from Hope and break them up. It's going to be super hard for Katie to sit on that secret. She loves nothing more than to eavesdrop and cause trouble. We've seen it so many times in the past, and that takes us into Thursday, May 1st. Hope is going to be shocked when she sees and talks to Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, finally after quite a while of not seeing him, that he is in a new living situation. Of course, we'll find out on Thursday, but my guess is that Steffy and Finn, Tanner Novlin, may have invited Liam to move into the guest house at their Malibu beach house. First, he's dying. They want him to have lots of time with Kelly Spencer, Sophia Paris McKinley. And being close to Finn means there's a doctor right there in case Liam has some sort of crisis that needs immediate medical attention. Liam's not going to agree to just check into a hospital and wait to die. But to Hope, this is going to seem bizarre if indeed this is what happens. Because before, Liam had been living with his dad, Bill Spencer, Don DeMont, and then mysteriously was not there when Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, was. But they never really explained it that I can recall, just that he wasn't there. So yeah, Liam moving on to the same property where his other ex-wife and her husband live is weird. If I was Hope, I'd have questions too. So then we're also going to see Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, congratulating Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace, on her success. And I wonder if Will is to want to get Electra alone to celebrate. He says he can wait, and he is so far, but he also keeps nudging for Electra to get intimate with him. And that's problematic, because Lunatic Luna is waiting in the wings to give Will anything he wants. Friday, May 2nd. We're to wrap up this week with Hope, being really stunned by Liam as they're talking when he suggests to her that she should probably go back to Carter, reunite with him, give him another chance. I'm guessing Hope going to say that she broke up with Carter and explain the whole betrayal thing. Of course, I'm interested to see if Liam has any opinion at all on the coup. He's got literally other things on his mind, like a giant tumor. So, hopefully he won't dive into that. He needs to focus on his health and what he can do to stay alive, and not worry about the Steffy versus Hope issues over Forrester Creations. Also, by the time the weekend, we're to see Carter talking to Hope. We don't know the exact date, but he is back pleading with her again to get back with him, and wants to hear that she still wants him. because Carter still wants Hope. And Daphne keeps making these blatant attempts. And of course I think Katie is to try and sabotage her, so there's plenty of drama left for that. The week of May 5th through the 9th, Hope is to make a decision. Deacon Sharp, Sean Kanan, has her thinking about reuniting with Liam. But then when Hope over there, Liam has said, "You should forgive Carter and take him back." Obviously, it's not that he doesn't want Hope. It's because Liam is dying and wants Hope to be happy with a good man who is alive, which would be Carter. So, next week, Hope is to decide if she's to take Liam's advice or if she's to double down and just call things off with Carter for good. Plus, Liam and Finn are to put their heads together. We are soon to see Liam beginning to rely on Finn and get closer to Finn, who is the source of medical advice, information on possible treatments, and the latest scans and test results to do with his tumor. And I'm guessing Liam and Finn are to see if there's any way to save his life, rather than just waiting on him to die. Liam also is set to get together soon with his dad, Bill Spencer, to clear the air after their last volatile encounter. Steffy tries to keep up appearances because Liam wants her to hide this major secret from everyone. And that's to be hard on Steffy, especially when it comes to Hope, who is the mother of his other child. Looks like Daphne's chance to get her claws in Carter may be evaporating now that Katie knows Daphne's dirty secret. But you never know. If Hope dumps Carter, maybe he'll think, better Daphne than nobody. And Ridge, of course, is not pleased with what went down at the fashion show and the whole showstopper hijack plot. And Taylor's feeling a little insecure, but for now she's got nothing to worry about. Ridge is to push Brooke back, but we all know destiny is not to stop that easily. The first full week of May on The Bold and the Beautiful promises emotional landmines, high-stakes decisions, and a family torn between loyalty and love. From Steffy's inner battles to Hope's romantic crossroads and Ridge's impossible choices, the canvas is set for explosive drama between May 5 to 9. Here's an early deep dive into what fans can expect as tensions rise at Forrester Creations and beyond. Steffy falters. Under the weight of guilt and responsibility, Steffy Forrester is known for her fierce strength. But May's first week exposes the cracks beneath that confident exterior. The trauma of her recent choices, particularly those involving Sheila, Finn, and the safety of her family, begins to take a toll she can no longer hide. Though she projects the usual CEO composure at the office, at home she's fraying. Finn notices. So does Liam. Even Ridge senses something's off, though Steffy insists she has everything under control. But control is exactly what she's losing. The guilt over pushing Finn away, coupled with the sinking fear that her decisions may have cost her more than peace of mind, sets off a spiral. She replays every moment, every warning, every demand, every tense confrontation. Did she go too far? Could she have handled things differently? What if the fallout isn't over? To make matters worse, new information may emerge midweek questioning Steffy's version of events involving Sheila. Even if it's nothing more than rumor, it rattles her. The anxiety she's tried to bury rises to the surface, forcing her to confront her own instability before someone else does it for her. By the end of the week, fans can expect Steffy to make a rare crack in her armor, and someone unexpected may be there to see it. Hope reaches a breaking point, and finally makes a choice. Hope. Logan has been dangling between what her heart wants and what logic demands. But that limbo is ending. Whether it's Thomas, Finn, or a clean break from romance altogether, she's done allowing others to dictate her narrative. The growing tension between Hope and Steffy is a major factor. Steffy's animosity has only heightened Hope's rebellious streak. If Steffy doesn't approve, that's almost reason enough for Hope to consider doing it. But Hope's recent brush with emotional clarity pushes her into decision mode. Thomas remains the gravitational pull. Their emotional and physical connection hasn't faded despite his absence and the complicated fallout. And now, with whispers that he may not be entirely over her, Hope begins to wonder if the door is truly closed, or just locked from the outside. Finn, meanwhile, lingers in the shadows of possibility. Their bond, rooted in empathy and emotional safety, hasn't gone unnoticed by Ridge and Brooke. Even a small, innocent moment between them this week could be enough to fan the flames of suspicion in the Forrester and Logan households.